Welcome to the Africa News Channel, where we spotlight the bold stories reshaping the African continent. In today's report, we focus on Burkina Faso, a country standing firm against global pressure and rewriting the narrative of sovereignty and resistance. Recent events involving Captain Ibrahim Traore have sparked widespread reactions not just in Africa, but across the globe. This is more than politics. It's a struggle for self-determination, dignity, and truth in the face of power. Disclaimer: this video contains verified news reports and commentary presented for informational and educational purposes only. It does not promote hate, violence, or defamation of any individual or group. Viewer discretion is advised. Across Africa and beyond, many are watching closely as tensions rise between the United States and Burkina Faso. A firestorm was ignited when U.S. Spike Army General Michael Langley publicly accused Captain Ibrahim Traore of hoarding Burkina Faso's natural resources, especially its gold, for himself and a select group of allies.
I can imagine a situation, though, in which the ruling elite of a country is receiving gratuities on the side that inure to the benefit of the strongman leader and not to the populace of the country. Does that sort of corruption and bribery go on with regard to the Belt and Road?
Absolutely, Chairman. I see this, and I don't mind calling them out, but Captain Traore and Burkina Faso, as they know that both, whether it's their gold reserves, that is all those proceeds are just in exchange to protect the junta regime. There's a number of examples across, even in Sudan.
These claims, made on a global platform, didn't just question Traore's leadership. They struck a deep nerve in the African psyche. Many saw it as yet another attempt to demonize an African leader, bold enough to challenge Western influence. The backlash from Africans has been swift and intense. Across social media and on the streets, citizens and commentators alike are calling out the hypocrisy.
All right, it looks like it's time for us to go save the people of Burkina Faso. This guy got on U.S. Senate hearing and said that the president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore, has become a threat to his own people. You already know what that means, what that sounds like. That means it's time for us to go liberate the people of Burkina Faso. And of course, they're going to use a black man. The blackface is always a house nigga. Every time they're going to use, every time they want to use violence on black people, they use a black man from the West to come bring it on Africans. When they want to use sweet talk, it's always a black woman. You see, this guy's used violence for Burkina Faso. When they wanted to do what was it in Kenya, the bill they were trying to introduce, where if you owe too much taxes, the IMF could take your land. It was black American congresswomen they used to send them to Kenya. America has realized they have black people in power who they can use now to destroy Africa. But yes, this house nigger, Michael Langley, is now the guy who's going to be the face of America going into Burkina Faso. Look it up. He got on the Senate hearing and said, but Ibrahim Traore is a threat to his own people.
Why is it that when African leaders seek to control their resources, they are labeled corrupt or dangerous? Why are accusations conveniently thrown at leaders who refuse to be puppets of foreign interests? Many believe this is history repeating itself, just like in Libya with Gaddafi. In a strong and passionate televised address, Captain Traore fired back. He dismissed the accusations as lies, fabricated to justify foreign intervention. His words, calm but piercing, were a firm declaration that Burkina Faso will never surrender its sovereignty. He vowed to fight for total freedom for his country, even if it means death. It was not just a rebuttal, it was a rallying cry. Why is it?
Our country has long been in a very complicated system. Most of you who are young like me, we were born into this system. But that's not what can allow Burkina to thrive. Because in this situation, there are only two cases. Either we accept to fight, or we remain slaves forever. I told you once, there are those who are slaves in their minds. They can only serve their master. And those people try every time to manipulate you. You must advise each other. Because every situation can be exploited by these enemies of the nation to try to discourage you, to demotivate you. So, you must advise each other and not pay attention to certain remarks, even on some media. Not everyone is obliged to be patriotic. You are the first patriots. You have decided to defend the homeland. There is nothing better than that. Those who want to support you, let them support you. Those who want to discourage you through writings, you must close your ears and move forward. As for those, we will fight them here. So, we must remember something. Recently, there is a so-called NGO. It's not even an NGO. Because NGO stands for non-governmental organization. They are not non-governmental because they are funded by a federal budget, by a state. This so-called NGO produces reports claiming that the FDS and the VDP commit abuses. It went in here, it came out there. It's to tarnish your morale. It's to scare you, to prevent you from being able to fight. No. Moreover, we are going to file a complaint against this NGO because people need to understand something. What is happening to us here? It's true that they have manipulated part of our populations in the Sahel here, but they didn't have that kind of weaponry. What brought such significant weaponry into their ranks? It's Libya. Who destroyed Libya? It's this NGO, the same NGO that made false reports and gave them to those who wanted to create a rebellion so that people would intervene and overthrow Gaddafi. And the powder keg ended up being poured into the Sahel. These millions of lives that have been taken in the Sahel, we must file a complaint against this NGO because it is responsible for these false reports it made to support this thesis of attacking Libya. They have no moral lessons to give us. Look at the world. Let them go defend human rights all over the world first before coming here. We are fortunate to have similar situations. In this world, you voluntarily committed yourselves. There are countries where people are forcibly taken, killed. You leave or you die. Others, even while trying to flee, end up dying. They don't talk about human rights because these people see us as subhumans. They see us as slaves. That's how it is in their minds. They have never changed their mindset, but it's up to us to show them that we are not slaves and we will never accept this state of affairs. So don't be fooled by the stories. They tell to anyone who will listen. You must stay focused on your fight. Stay focused. We know what we are doing. And even now, the VTP commander told me that there is a human rights training session underway for group leaders and their deputies. If we make efforts, we know it's for ourselves. We no longer do things to please someone else. We do it for our homeland. And you are committed to that. Defend your homeland. Do not listen to those individuals. They should not affect your morale.
Great content needs a great audience. Like Stretch Armstrong needs to be stretched. Yeah! Woo! Feel the stretch? With TubeBuddy, you get everything you need to grow your audience. Click the link to sign up. Always practice safe stretch.
The AI revolution is here, and I built a software that allows you to build YouTube and Google ad audiences in just one click that are far better and far faster than anything you can build on your own. Let's hop over to my computer screen and I'll show you exactly how this works. As you can see, we're over here inside of keyword search. What this allows you to do is build YouTube and Google ad audiences in one click using artificial intelligence. Now you can see there's a wide variety of different templates that are available, and you can try them all for yourself when you sign up for a free trial. What I want to show you is this business information template. All you have to do is put basic details about your business, such as your business name, keyword search, your website, keywordsearch.com, and then just describe your product or service. In this case, keyword search helps businesses target their ideal clients on YouTube and Google Ads using AI. And then just click Generate Audiences. And what this will do is use artificial intelligence and our keyword search algorithm to find the best audiences you can target.
In the history of the world, there have been wars. And during the Second World War, people organized themselves to defend all over the place. But there is a country that could not defend itself, which had to come and take our ancestors to go defend them. And today that same country wants to give us lessons. The pot calling the kettle black. No. You are the descendants of those same ancestors who went to defend others, who liberated the world from Nazism. Today you are fighting for your lands. These same individuals dare to create terms to tarnish you. We oppose this. We will never agree. Continue to defend your lands. It is your wealth that interests these people. It's our gold, it's our minerals that interest them. Otherwise, why come and drive out entire villages to seize our lands? So we will fight and we will reclaim our lands, our wealth. It belongs to us. It's for us. It will benefit us and our children. I therefore encourage you to remember that this war is to free us from slavery. It's for our independence. And you must keep your spirits high, stay strong. Never give into manipulators, to those individuals who no longer understand the notion of homeland, or to those people who come from outside to try to subdue us through their terms they invented and their organizations they created to enslave us. Fight, move forward, do everything you can. Draw, as I said, from your cultural resources, from what you have been shaped by since the village. Draw from it and wage this war. Stay focused and stay strong.
These words resonated deeply with millions across Africa. In countries rich with resources yet plagued by poverty, people are beginning to ask serious questions. How is it that nations sitting on gold, diamonds, and oil remain some of the poorest in the world? Could it be that external control, masked as aid or partnership, is part of the problem?
Africa doesn't own their own wealth. It's their wealth, but they don't own it. Western companies own the mines in Africa. They extract the minerals. They set the prices. They ensure that the wealth will never benefit the people whose wealth it truly is. I mean, look at Congo today. Congo produces 70% of the world's cobalt. That's the mineral that powers your smartphone, your laptop, your electric car. Without Congolese minerals, there's no Tesla, there's no Apple, there's no Samsung. Yet the people of Congo remain among the poorest people in the world. Why? Because their wealth is not theirs. It's stolen by Western corporations, by Western companies. The system is kept in place through war. The West doesn't want a stable and independent Congo. That's why they fund proxy wars, why they support rebel groups like M23. They use other African governments like Rwanda and Uganda to do their bidding, to keep Congo weak so that the wealth remains available for plunder. Wallahi, this is a grotesque injustice. It's a grotesque injustice that disgraces the whole world. Congo is a bleeding, open, gaping wound on this earth. Understand this, Africa will never be free until Congo is free. No matter how well any individual African country does, the continent as a whole will remain wounded, mortally wounded, so long as Congo is being plundered. Please understand.
Another layer to this unfolding story is the disturbing report of multiple failed assassination attempts on Captain Traore's life. While not officially confirmed, these reports have further fueled suspicion that a coordinated effort is underway to eliminate him. For many Africans, this isn't surprising. It's the same pattern witnessed when other anti-colonial leaders stood their ground. Gaddafi, Sankara, Lumumba, names that echo with tragic familiarity. A particularly emotional response has emerged around the idea of who gets to tell Africa's story.
They try to take out Captain Traore, people. They try to take him out. I'm scared for his safety. I'm worried. There is no way that a president should be in office for only 2 years and have 18 attempts on his life. I actually have to start asking questions about the security services in Burkina Faso. I have to start asking questions about the other Sahel Alliance countries, Mali and Niger. What are you doing to make sure that this is not happening? Because it's not happening to you people. There's a reason why this keeps happening to Captain Traore. That's the reason why he must be protected. Because he's the driving force of what is happening with the liberation of West Africa and the Sahel region from neocolonialism. It's a fact. He's the man who's driving it with the master plan. And it rhymes. Listen, when a president has had 2 attempts on him, everything should get shaken up. Everything, people get sacked, entire departments get gutted 18 times. That means that everybody's taking a shot.
Many Africans have expressed frustration that General Langley, himself a black man, was chosen to deliver these accusations. This isn't the first time the U.S. has used a black official to peddle narratives against African nations. It raises uncomfortable questions. Why is a person of African descent being used to sell the idea of African instability? Is this strategy meant to silence Pan-African unity before it fully takes root? The truth is, what's happening in Burkina Faso has become a powerful symbol across the continent. It's an awakening, an uncomfortable realization for many that Africa's poverty may not simply be due to bad leadership or corruption, but by design.
Burkina Faso is on high alert. The nation is shaken. And once again, President Ibrahim Traore proves he's not just a leader, he's a survivor. In a shocking turn of events, 2 foreign snipers have been arrested by Traore's elite security forces just meters away from the presidential convoy. According to military sources, the snipers were strategically positioned and heavily armed, with clear intent to assassinate President Traore. But what they didn't know was this. Traore and his security were 10 steps ahead. Acting on classified intelligence, the army had already set a trap. The snipers were captured before they could pull the trigger, no shots were fired, no lives were lost, and Traore remained untouched. They tried to silence a revolution, one commander said, but we silenced them first. The snipers, whose identities remain undisclosed, are currently in military custody.
A design that benefits global powers at the expense of local prosperity. And when any leader tries to break that design, they are met with resistance, slander, and sometimes elimination. This conversation has opened old wounds, but also sparked new consciousness. More Africans are now questioning the legitimacy of foreign involvement in their affairs. They are also looking inwards, asking if their nations are truly free or still living in the shadows of colonial puppeteering. As this story continues to unfold, we must ask ourselves, is this about justice or control? Is Captain Traore a criminal or a patriot being silenced for saying no? And most critically, who should Africans trust, their own voices or the ones handed to them by outsiders? We want to hear your thoughts. Do you believe Captain Traore is being unfairly targeted? Is Africa finally waking up to the weight of foreign manipulation? What does true freedom look like in a continent still fighting for the right to write its own destiny? Burkina Faso may be small, but its current struggle represents something massive, a turning point in Africa's ongoing quest for freedom, dignity, and self-rule. As Captain Traore and his people stand firm in the face of pressure, let this moment remind us that sovereignty isn't something handed down. It's something fought for, word by word, act by act, generation by generation. Thank you for watching the Africa News Channel. If you value content that speaks truth to power, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support helps us keep amplifying stories that matter. And if you believe in the vision of independent African journalism, consider joining our membership program. Let's keep this